what we have observed, personal me, what drives students towards job rather than entrepreneurship is nothing but after degree, many of people job with good cycle, pretty much you can say earning. So they think that this is the easiest process, going to job, getting graduation, and if you are up for entrepreneurship, no doubt it's challenging. So motivating them for entrepreneurship is becoming difficult. So how can you motivate them? Their mindset, changing mindset from jobs towards entrepreneurship. It's quite a difficult task because they realize it is very easy to end up with a job, getting salary, working from the 9 to 5 or 10 to 5, then taking up challenging ideas, working on and chances of failure are there. So that is what is the drive them towards job.
So not every kid will be an entrepreneur. I think we should be clear on that. In fact, there's a small percentage who will be entrepreneurs. And really it's the risk takers that become entrepreneurs. Because they are much more comfortable with that risk of failure and stuff like that. In fact, the good thing today in India is that the negative aspects of failure are not very high. Like Japan, where failure and then you're branded for life as a failure. So a lot of people are starting to step in. Again, my view is, if you ask for my advice is very difficult for people to become entrepreneurs straight from college. We are doing some things here that I saw this morning that will give them a better framework, because you don't understand what the real world is. You're living in a cocoon in this college and in your home. Right? When you go out, you do work for someone, you find that they don't pay you for 6 months. Right? You spend more time trying to get the payment than the work you've done. And it's very frustrating. You find that a lot of things you need to get some government permission, that doesn't come, whereas it should be automatic. So it is a very frustrating thing. The reason I feel Indians are great entrepreneurs, one is that my generation at least came out of partition. And so there were lots of refugees. And anywhere in the world, refugees are the ones that take the risk. Because they don't want, subconsciously, they don't want to go into that problem again. And so you try and sort of isolate yourself from that problem. And being financially viable is a good way to do it in some way. Right, that's one. And the other one, on a slightly lighter note, if you grow up in India, you know what makes an entrepreneur? It's high frustration tolerance and high ambiguity tolerance. So if you grew up in India, living in our system, frustration tolerance is always there. If nothing works the way it's supposed to work, etc., etc. And then you think of, for most people, the biggest decision of their life that they take based on their family or their team telling them what to do, and then they make it successful. And I'm talking of arranged marriage. And that what can be more ambiguous for an individual than something like that? So, you know, when you look at it, I think we are born entrepreneurs in India because we have both those characteristics, by and large.
So, Arjun, I have an extension question. Why, when it is so difficult, challenging, all of that, there's an easier way out. Why should we even encourage entrepreneurship?
Okay, so I don't know if you've read the McKinsey report that said that India needs 90 million jobs by 2030. Right? If I translate that to, it comes to some 27 jobs every day that have to be created. So when you ask me why does India need entrepreneurs, we need those 27,000 jobs every day. And the only way we can create it is through entrepreneurs. The industry is not going to create it, the government can't do it, it should not do it. Right? So that's why entrepreneurship becomes, that's why the government is also putting so much pressure, giving so many facilities to try and get people to, I don't know how many people here in physics, you know, that the work function for the electron to escape orbit from its outer shell. Does that make sense? Okay. So all we got to do is give that energy for that work function.
Yes.
And then people will jump out of that security orbit and become independent. So we have to find how to do it. In fact, one of the things I try to do is go to a number of educational institutions and just try to. Delhi has done a phenomenal job. I was just telling them, I was yesterday at a conference where they're talking about why entrepreneurship education is important. And, they had these people who become entrepreneurs, they give 2,000 rupees to every student in high school. And a lot of them had started companies and they had stalls there. And, I was going around. I mean, the thing that I remember, there's this 11th class girl who had done something in a design area, right? And, I told her, look, you're obviously going to go out and ask for more money to expand. Why would anyone do it? You're in the high school design, it doesn't fit in with your core competence. This 11th class girl tells me that we made enough money, I am going to recruit 2 engineers from IIT Delhi, they will do the design, we will do the marketing. Someone at class 11 to have that confidence to say something like that. I mean, there's hope for the country. Let's put it that way.
What personally we have seen as teachers is that students have a lot of ideas, but they are missing the ground reality of how to execute it.
So that's why I always believe, I tell people work for 3 to 5 years. Go understand what's going on in the world. Like look at your problems, look at the limitations. Build your contacts. Because always the first few orders and businesses you get are through people you know who trust you. Right? Then expand. I mean, there's a number of other things. But that's basically how I think people have to become entrepreneurs. And not everyone, how do I put it? Not everyone creates wealth. I mean, we all look at Bill Gates and Larry Ellison and all those people. Entrepreneurship is of 2 kinds. I mean, to me, the trader outside is an entrepreneur. He is creating cash flow, not really wealth. He's getting his money every month. He's very comfortable. And there are lots of people I know in the IT industry who keep themselves to a certain size. They do 4 or 5 crores of business every year. They make 1 crore. They're quite happy. They don't need more than that. Right. So it's a question of how you want to look at it. And again, not everyone will build a large company because when you're comfortable, for a lot of people it's very easy to say, I'm quite comfortable, I've lost my drive, why would I go and do more things? Everyone's got to have a different vision. When we started HCL, our vision was, we all came out of DCM. DCM's most profitable plant was the fertilizer factory in Kota that had a turnover of 100 crores. So our thing was we would make 100 crores. So we wanted to be like Kota, like comfortable, stuff like that. Right. The thing is, when we got to 100 crores, suddenly realized I can do a lot more than this. And we had a good team of people with us who also were ambitious. So we just, in fact, I'll give you another anecdote. HCL went 10x every 6 years in revenue. So when we were 1,000 crores, we decided to take everyone to Kathmandu, all our senior people, spend 3 days there and discuss how we'll get to 10,000 crores. So on the flight out, people were talking to me and saying, are we crazy? How are we going to do it? We should leave more real estate and blah. 3 days later, when we were coming down, the conversation was, why are we being so conservative at 10,000? We should be 13,000. So it's a question of if people believe they can do something, there's a very good likelihood. I mean, I'm a strong believer in, I don't know what it's called today, but in my time it's called Einstein's formula for success, 99% aspiration, 1% inspiration. I still believe that is true because if you put in the hard work and you put it in smartly, you'll get some results. It's not that nothing will happen. May not be the results you want, but, and of course, I can go down to quote the Gita or lots of these things, a lot of that knowledge is inherent in there. But then that, a lot of people think that now you're getting into mumbo jumbo, so I'll stay out of that.
Before entrepreneurship, confident is to be technical.
Yeah, so just in fact, not everyone will do it. All you have to do is get them to start thinking that way. Some of them will at some stage spin out and different people do it at different ages. Again, my experience, when I left college, I wanted to change the world. In fact, sorry, I was telling you this change the world. So that was one. The other thing that I come from my dad was in the army, my mother is a teaching medical doctor, right? My grandfather was a scientist. So never really, no one done any business. The word entrepreneur we didn't know in 75. So when I said I want to leave this job at DCM, which is the fourth largest company in the country, I was doing well there and going to start something on my own. My parents were very nice. They didn't say anything. And in a way, they were earning, my wife was earning, so it wasn't that we were going to be on the road. But my uncles and aunts were the ones who gave me a